Student lesson policies. Wow. If we didn't have these, we would have so much trouble in our studio. Um, and it just makes us look like we know what we're doing. It makes us look more professional. Instructors need to know and be familiar with the policies because students and parents may try to pull something on you, and you need to be ready for it and know the proper and professional way to respond to common things. So this is going to communicate some really important things, not only to the student, not only to the parent, but also to the teachers and staff. So this is what we give our parents and new students when they register for lessons. So students will have a binder, and this is part of what's in their binder. There's a whole student orientation we give our students, but the teacher expectation is first. So this is we're communicating what parents, mom and dad, or the student can expect from our teachers. So that's first. So we start off with that. We're going to set goals that motivate, reach their goals in a challenging but reasonable time frame. We're going to lead our students to improve quickly at his or her instrument and understand music. They're going to learn to perform and practice with other musicians and have fun. Now we have some expectations for our students. Group students, we ask them to commit to 3 months. The concert recital, which is optional, but we really try to push them, encourage them to do that. Or private students, we just start with a month. We expect that our students communicate with us. Know that students don't always do a good job of communicating what their ambitions are and their desires, and a lot of times students' goals change and they don't even tell us. The students, we expect them to participate in a program that meets their style preference and skill level. If we're not reaching you, tell us. So communicate if you're not pleased or if you do not understand. So we want to try to know if there's a problem. We do spell out that students are required to practice at least 20 minutes a day, 4 days a week. Really, any routine is good. If it's 15 minutes, 6 days a week, or anything except for like 4 hours on Saturday and that's it. Something reasonable, something daily. In fact, teachers, if you understand that getting a student on a regimen, that's going to increase your retention rate. They're going to be here forever, and they're going to make you look really good. We do tell them the failure of minimum rehearsal may result in removal from the program, which we don't really do that, but we say we do. If a student's going to be missing class, they need to contact the instructor directly. So they have our phone number. All of our instructors have a unique extension, so they can reach the instructor by phone or by email. If instructor wants to share their personal cell phone with the student, that's their discretion. If student can text them. We have expectations for our parents. We ask that parents stay involved in our students' development on their instrument throughout the week. The parents are welcome to sit in lessons as long as other students are not being distracted. Be aware of this. Parents are allowed in the classroom. Try to be hospitable toward them. If it's a distraction and you don't feel comfortable telling the parent that they're being a distraction, you can get a manager on that. We expect our parents will hold students accountable for practicing. Parents know what the students are practicing because we send notes home after each lesson. And then just as a student, the parent's going to communicate any unspoken needs, and they're also going to pay for their lessons before the first of the month. So this goes down into our breakdown of payments. Some of our students have been here for a while, pay a little bit less. We ask for payment for the first meeting of the month. This normally doesn't affect the teachers unless they just stop coming. So we have a typical late fee policy. We normally accept checks. We'll let this one slide, but we really prefer debit cards. We give them a discount if they put a card on file. That helps us. Here's the thing about our guarantee: we do not offer free lessons. Um, we may set up a prospect meeting with the teacher. So if you have a student that is interested in taking lessons with you, we may set up like a 15-minute meeting so to help them make a decision. Um, if they come to a lesson, they pay for the lesson, and they just really didn't like the experience, we'll give them a refund. Um, that has never happened, but who knows? There's a first for everything. If a student's going to miss a group session, just like missing a private session, we ask them to contact their teacher. We cannot make up a group session. So if a parent asks, what we'll do is we'll make a video. We have video cameras, and so if you have enough notice, we'll video the lesson, and one of our video editors will send that to them. You'll video the lesson. You'll take the SD card out of the camera and label it and who it needs to go to and put it on our videographer's desk, and she'll send that to them. But like, make sure the camera's plugged in and turned on. It's not real hard, but don't mess that up, because you don't want to have to video a lesson on your own time. You want to video the lesson when you're already teaching a lesson, so it doesn't cost you time. Sometimes we can let a group student sit in another group, but usually that's not a good idea because every group's different. They're learning different stuff. If they're going to miss a private lesson, we ask for 24 hours notice. You're going to have a month to make up that lesson. Or we can offer a video. I think it's fine to offer a video. Would you like us to shoot you a video about what we're working on if they tell us they're not going to make it? We don't. I believe in grace, though. We can give students grace if you feel like it's the right thing to reschedule a lesson. We can give them a warning, or I'm not going to hold teachers to that. We're not going to force teachers to do that. The reason why we have this is because we don't want students taking advantage of us. So if we say we're going to let this one slide, but just letting you know, next time we do require 24 hours. So just use your discretion with that. Just don't let students like run all over you. Whether we have this policy, the only time we've ever canceled because of weather, it like stopped raining 5 minutes after we canceled. It cost us money. People want refunds, and it's just a headache to do this. So we really try not. A lot of times, students just, if they think it's raining too hard, they just won't show. But sometimes we have to cancel lessons. But we make up lessons. We'll make some videos and an assignment specifically and exclusively for the students to view and complete that week. So we don't give refunds unless there's like a natural disaster that we can't be here for like a month or something like that. But for like one rainstorm, we don't give refunds for that. Canceling. If a student is going to quit, we do ask for 30-day notice in writing, email. If a student ever tells a teacher, "Hey, I'm going to quit," the teacher's immediate response needs to be send an email to the management so they can do that, and then you probably need to send an email too. Mentioning information like this in passing is not always a good idea, and I'll tell you why. You don't want to just say important things because we get very busy around here, and so we may be in the middle of doing something and not have the opportunity to completely process that information, especially if there's students around interrupting us or a parent needs to do. There's just a million things that could be going on, so an email is very, very safe. You can double protect yourself doubly if you tell the student to send an email, tell the parent to send an email. Go ahead and send an email yourself, just in case. Our age policy, we take students as young as whatever. We'll take a baby. I don't care. But if they're 7 years or younger, the parent needs to be there. And so those are our lesson policies. Very clear, very clean, straight to the point.